Picture this. You've hit the jackpot, you're rolling in wealth, but in a flash it's all gone. Terrifying, isn't it? Welcome to the realm of wealth killers. These are not your typical horror movie monsters. Oh no, they are far more insidious. They lurk in the shadows of your financial life, waiting to pounce when you least expect it. The path to financial success is riddled with pitfalls, and knowing what these wealth killers are is the first step to safeguarding your hard-earned money. You'll be thinking, I'm smart, I've got this. But let me tell you, even the smartest people fall prey to these wealth killers. It's not just about intelligence, it's about awareness and preparedness. So, whether you're a budding entrepreneur, a seasoned investor, or just someone dreaming of financial freedom, this video is for you. So if you're dreaming of becoming a millionaire or even a billionaire, stick around because you don't want to fall into these traps. First on the list, we have lack of good wealth habits. You wouldn't build a mansion on a weak foundation, would you? Well, wealth is no different. Imagine you're constructing a building. You wouldn't dream of starting without first laying a strong foundation, right? Now, think of your wealth as that building. You can't start stacking up the bricks of fortune without first establishing a robust financial base. And what makes this base? Good wealth habits. If you're neglecting these, you're basically building your mansion on quicksand. Imagine you've spent years diligently building your wealth through hard work and smart financial decisions. Now picture this wealth as a sturdy structure, each brick representing your efforts and sacrifices. Now here comes the plot twist. One bad habit enters the scene. It could be overspending, avoiding investments, or just poor financial management. This habit is like a termite, slowly eating away at the foundation of your wealth structure. As time goes by, this seemingly harmless habit starts to accumulate consequences. Overspending leads to debt, missed investment opportunities result in stagnant growth, and poor financial decisions create a shaky financial ground. The structure that once stood strong is now weakened. Before you know it, that one bad habit has the power to bring down the entire wealth-building edifice you've constructed over the years. It's like a domino effect, one poor decision leading to another, until the financial stability you've worked so hard for is at risk. Neglecting bad habits is like trying to drive a car with a flat tire. You might move forward, but it's going to be a bumpy ride, and you'll likely end up stranded on the side of the road. So the key takeaway here is to be vigilant about your habits, especially when it comes to finances. Identifying and addressing that one destructive habit can make all the difference in preserving the wealth you've dedicated years to accumulate. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, neither is wealth. It's all about the habits. Our second wealth killer is sudden wealth syndrome. Ever heard of lottery winners going broke? That's sudden wealth syndrome for you. Picture this, you're living paycheck to paycheck and then, out of the blue, you win the lottery. You're an overnight millionaire, and your first thought is probably, I'm set for life. But the reality is often far from this dream scenario. Sudden wealth syndrome is a term coined by psychologists to describe the stress, confusion, and poor decisions that can accompany a significant windfall. It's like being lost in a strange city without a map or GPS. You might make a few wrong turns, maybe even end up in some sketchy neighborhoods. You see, when people come into a large sum of money unexpectedly, they often have no idea how to handle it. They might go on spending sprees, buying luxury cars, mansions, and yes, even planning trips to Mars. But without the right financial habits and knowledge, this newfound wealth can disappear as quickly as it appeared. Take the story of Jack Whitaker, for instance, who won a massive Powerball jackpot of $315 million. Within a decade, his fortune was gone, spent on high living, legal troubles, and personal losses. Or consider Viv Nicholson, who, after winning the British football pools in the 60s, famously declared she would spend, 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 and did just that until she was broke. These stories highlight a crucial point. Money, especially when it lands in your lap suddenly, can be a double-edged sword. It can offer opportunities and comfort, but it can also lead to a whirlwind of problems if you're not prepared to handle it. So what's the moral of the tale? If you ever find yourself suddenly wealthy, take a breath, seek professional advice, and resist the urge to splurge. Remember, wealth is not just about having a lot of money, it's about knowing how to manage it, grow it, and most importantly, keep it. So if you ever hit the jackpot, don't start planning your trip to Mars just yet. Third point. Putting all your eggs in one basket? That's a recipe for disaster. Now don't get me wrong, I'm all for a good omelette, but when it comes to wealth, this approach can leave you high and dry. Welcome to the world of concentrated wealth, or as I like to call it, financial Russian roulette. Picture this, you've got a golden goose. It's laying eggs like there's no tomorrow and you're living the dream. But what happens when that goose gets a little tired or worse, decides to up and leave? Suddenly, you're left with an empty nest and a lot of questions. This is the harsh reality of concentrated wealth. When all your money is tied up in one place, whether it's a job, a business, or an investment, it's like building a house on a single pillar. One strong gust of wind and down it goes. You see, the economy is a fickle beast. One minute you're sailing smoothly, the next you're in the eye of a storm. Industries can collapse, businesses can go bust, and jobs can evaporate faster than a puddle on a hot summer's day. If you're relying solely on one income source, you're playing a high-stakes game with your financial future. But let's not be all doom and gloom. There's a solution at hand, and it's called diversification. Imagine your wealth as a pie. Instead of having one big slice, you've got several smaller ones. A job here, an investment there, maybe a side business for good measure. Now, if one slice gets a bit smaller, it's not the end of the world. You've still got the rest of the pie to fall back on. Diversification is more than just spreading your wealth around. It's about creating multiple streams of income that can support you when times get tough. It's about building a financial safety net that's strong enough to catch you if you fall. So next time you're thinking about putting all your eggs in one basket, remember this: in the game of wealth, diversification isn't just your best bet, it's your only bet. Diversification isn't just a fancy word, it's your safety net. Point 4. Money can't buy happiness, and it sure can't buy trust. It's a well-known fact, but it's often brushed under the rug when it comes to wealth. Let's paint a picture, shall we? Imagine you're in a business partnership, or even a family where communication is as scarce as a hen's tooth, and trust, well, that's a foreign language. What do you think happens? It's a recipe for financial disaster, my friends. Trust and communication are vital. They're the sturdy foundation upon which your financial empire should stand. When trust falters, partnerships crumble, investments suffer, and opportunities slip away. Poor communication adds friction, causing misunderstandings and financial chaos. These two, lack of trust and communication, can silently erode your wealth. So oil those gears, nurture trust, keep those communication lines open, and ensure your financial machine stays in top shape. Because without trust and open communication, your wealth is as good as gone. Point 5. Remember when your parents taught you to ride a bike? Well, they should have taught you about money too. The importance of financial literacy is often underplayed in our upbringing, yet it's as essential as learning how to read or write. Imagine a world where each child is taught the value of $1, the magic of compound interest, and the importance of saving from an early age. Wouldn't we be creating a generation of financial wizards? But alas, many of us were left in the lurch, learning the hard way, through trial and error, through credit card debts and bad investments. This lack of education in money matters often leads to financial mistakes in adulthood. It's like trying to navigate a ship in stormy waters without a compass. How many of us have found ourselves in financial pickles because we were clueless about managing money? The best inheritance you can give your kids? Financial literacy. Let's start a revolution, shall we? Remember, avoiding these wealth killers isn't just about keeping your coffers full. It's about securing a future that's as bright and shiny as the gold coins you're amassing. This journey has shown you the power you have to control your financial future. It's in your hands, literally and figuratively. So don't let your wealth habits go astray or fall prey to the sudden wealth syndrome. Keep concentration in your wealth, maintain trust and communication, and for heaven's sake, teach your children. Now you know what not to do. It's time to go out there and make those millions. And while you're at it, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let's keep this wealth conversation going.